Origamic Solutions is the go-to operations management consulting firm for small businesses in the Central Virginia area. We want to share our 25 plus years of experience and knowledge with you to help you level up your business and navigate to operational excellence. Subscribe to our free monthly newsletter on our website at origamicsolutions.com. That's ORIGAMIC solutions.com. And follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook to access business educational content. Take off with Origamic Solutions.
That is right. That is Top Gun worthy. It's on the Mike King back with Origamic Solutions. They are in the house. This is part of the Mike King Biz Media Network, ESPN Richmond, 106.1. Welcome back, folks.
Thanks for having us.
It has been a minute since we were back at full strength, correct? No,
we were just here
last week. Was our
time flies when we're having good.
We're more full strength. I guess,
we're more
now
full strength.
than
Okay,
on
we
vacation.
are back. All right, so Stacie, we're gonna start off. You guys got different.
Tim wants you to know what his name is.
Yeah.
Me, I just,
My oval's on my dining room table. So
okay.
I brought out the big gun for today.
There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's that's what happens when you're a parent of a couple weeks. You gotta let people know.
3 weeks as of yesterday.
That's right. He is an expert at it. Right? How's it going?
It's going well. Our 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. is a roller coaster, but other than that, it's been phenomenal.
I saw when your wife said, what did she say, the wrinkly arms or the wrinkly elbows?
The wrinkly elbows and the ham-locked thighs.
That is going to come back to get you at some point. Back in the day, I hate to sound like the old man, but we didn't have a bazillion pictures of our kids. Because if we did, when we pulled out some of those, like my son used to have this purple outfit, and he loved it. Now he looks back and says, why'd you take the picture? Because you wanted to wear it every day. Exactly. And there is video evidence and proof so that when they start coming at you and they think that you don't know anything, you pull out the pictures and say, hey, remember those wrinkly elbows?
And now my 17-year-old's going, did you videotape me in the game last night so I can post it on Instagram? Here, let's take a selfie so I can post it on Instagram. I'm like, all right.
See, that's what happens.
It's full circle weird.
You do all around. All right, Tim, tell us who you are and what you guys do.
Sure. Like we mentioned, Origamic Solutions, we're an operations management advisory and consulting firm. We help your business fix problems or prime yourselves for growth. We come in, we analyze your problems, create custom solutions, and then work right alongside you to implement them.
Stacie Goodman, this is your brainchild right there.
Yep.
Tell folks about it and how we got here today. What was it that you saw in the marketplace that you said, I need to put my stamp on this thing?
Well, that's a good intro to what we were going to talk about anyway. So, I came from 25 years of consulting in larger organizations. So I started my career in manufacturing and logistics, and then I shifted over to consulting with Accenture. And so that nationwide, big top firms, traveling all over the country in airplanes. I thought that was, growing up, my aunt did that as well. And I thought, well, that's what I want to do. Well, it's all great until you get tired of that run. So I started there, and then when I got tired of being on the planes, and then I was graciously transferred over through connections. The principal partner who lived here in Richmond knew Sandy Williamson, who ran CapTech, and so I interviewed with them, and they were up and coming. I was like number 80 in the company, 81. They are now thousands and nationwide. But I was with them for a long time and loved helping them to grow. And so that started teaching me how consulting companies ran, because when you go into a smaller company, now you have to develop for that company. We were developing training programs. We were in meetings with the executive team talking about where we were going to go forward strategically. So that started there. And then after a while, I parted ways there and went to Impact Makers. A colleague had transitioned. It was CapTech had gotten to about 400 people and was starting to branch out into other cities. I personally liked the smaller, intimate family environment, and I think that's important for professionals as you're looking to grow your career. It's important that you self-evaluate to find the right fit for where you want to be and where you're going to excel. So smaller companies were that fit for me. And Impact Makers, I was like 35, I think, when I went into Impact Makers, stayed there for about 8 years. and helped grow. And I got a tremendous amount of experience. That's really what enabled me to do Origamic Solutions and know how to grow this company, because I was writing employee manuals, I was doing talent development programs. We were trying to flip things on their head, not doing the same way other companies had done it. So I was heavily involved with a lot of the executives when I was at Impact Makers.
And that was the place to be.
Mm-hmm.
Impact Makers, when I got here, 2014, was just, they were doing business in a different fashion.
We were, and it's social entrepreneurship. So what I loved was I was doing freelance work for RX Pharmacy and for Peter Paul Development Center, and so that was engaging because you really did feel that purpose. You know, Tiffany and I, we all talk about purpose driven. When you felt like the work I'm doing, the hours I put in are paying to help fortify those nonprofits, it was better than feeling like, well, that's nice, the executive got a new car or a new house, you know, like, wonder where that profit's going. So the money was much more driven to be reinvested into the community, and that resonated with me personally. So coming on to Impact Makers, that was my utopia for about 4 years. I was, and then there was a shift, and unfortunately, that's
some things happened.
Yeah, some things. It was all in the newspaper, but
the magic was captured.
But
there.
I had already, learned those things and had developed relationships. So they let me transition into an independent contractor, and I stayed with Impact Makers to finish out a large project that I had already heavily been involved in. And I was still, very close friends with Carl, who was the former president, and with Michael and Vida Williams. Those were all people that helped, move me forward. Mike Davey, who's at Anthem now, but so I had a number of people in there, and Jim Blizzard's there now. He's the CEO. He was instrumental in my beginning years at Impact Makers. So God put you in places to help you move to the next level, in my opinion. Impact Makers was that. Then I decided, well, I'm going to go on my own. Well, Vida basically told me I was going on my own.
And when Vida Williams tells you something...
Yeah, she doesn't give you a lot of opportunity.
No, it's a gut.
Our motto, together is failure is not an option. So so I started Origamic and went as a freelancer, independent contractor, and subcontracted for different companies, did other work as partnership agreements, and went into a number of companies. But I also independently got onto a contract with the state. I'd done some work with the state agencies before, and that has been, I've developed a relationship, and that's been kind of my foundational piece. Then from there, what I have learned from CapTech and Impact Makers is you have to diversify your client base. And so that's where we rebranded and started pushing into the smaller business, because once again, intimacy, family, oriented businesses, those types of small businesses are where my heart is, because I was raised by those people. My mom was a small business owner, my uncle, my aunt. I have a number of people in the church community who were very close to me when I grew up, were all small businesses. So that was my natural progression. I feel like God has given me the skills and the talents over the last 25 years to build, and now it's time to, in my wisdom and of 50 years now.
Congrats! Happy
birthday!
Wait 1 second.
Yes,
happy birthday!
Thank you. But that's important. Everybody's like, well, you're 39. I'm like, no, I'm 50. I'm like, I've earned my way to be proud of that. Can you
right behind there for me? On the mic with Mike. Yes. Do you see a little thing?
This.
Yes, it is. So there you go. On the mic with Mike. It is Stacie's birthday. Yes, it is. So we're just gonna. Yes, it is.
Crown.
It is her birthday, yes, out there.
So what I feel like is, now that I have been given that blessing to gain these skills, it is now time to give back. On the back half of your life, now it's time to start sharing your knowledge and preparing the next generation.
So next generation, Tim, you're out there. You have been doing this. What was the culture that attracted you to Stacie and what you guys are doing?
So I think
Okay, so
Sorry.
ladies and gentlemen, I try
He did
and
such
run
research.
and you know, an upstanding organization, you know, here with the good questions,
Go ahead.
and the lady's laughing.
well, it's because of how our relationship started. So
Okay, so let's go.
Yeah,
Here
I
we
can
go.
give a brief synopsis of that. I was transitioning in positions, and my wife had actually played in the band with Ray, Stacie's husband, and we were out at Westchester Commons, their concert series, and we just ran into each other, got to chatting. Stacie asked what I did, and I said, "Oh, you know, I'm transitioning out, looking for a new position. I have operations management experience." And she goes, "Nobody uses those two words together. You're going to come talk to me."
Pretty much.
And just from the initial conversation, I think what was really attractive for me was the values that were brought in with the company. That customer-oriented nature, the transparency through business. I think when I can align with values, it makes work that much easier for me, right? It's a lot more enjoyable knowing I can be my genuine self in my day-to-day. So those were the big things that were attractive at first. And Stacie was very transparent. Hey, we're growing. You're going to be wearing different hats at different times of the day.
Multiple hats.
And that's exciting
He
for
gets
me.
a different name tag
Yeah,
every other day.
depending who he is, where he
Yeah,
shows
that's
up
right.
at.
And that's exciting. That's fun. Not every day's the same. There's no Groundhog's Day here. And
No, it
that's
is
what keeps
just
me
different. So,
engaged.
Tim, how can people get information about Origamic Solutions?
Yeah, you can find us on all major social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn under Origamic Solutions. You can check out our website, origamicsolutions.com, and subscribe to our newsletter. Just go to our website and click the newsletter tab.
What was, give me a highlight for the newsletter that came out the last time. What was something that you were like, everybody was like, wow, that was great. We want more of it.
Well, first for us internally, we did hire another employee, Beth Wells. So we want to congratulate her and welcome her to the Origamic Solutions team. For me personally, it's our recommended reads. It's Origamic Solutions Library. So the two books from this month were two that I personally recommended, which were Leadership and Self-Deception and the new 1 Minute Manager. Helps a lot with new entrepreneurs and individuals transitioning from that freelancer to a business on the mental side and coaching capabilities.
Which aligns with the blog, which was about shifting and building your infrastructure. Well, when I started with Origamic, I was an independent consultant. I didn't need a lot of infrastructure. When I knew I wanted to grow, right, and establish a business that would bring on employees, that's when I engaged with Tiffany on brand strategy. That's when, you know, we started really building out the infrastructure. And so that blog starts to take you into that journey and give people a framework to start
That's the
with.
life cycle of a business. That's what we talk about, the maturity of the business. And those also come with growing pains. Processes in order can alleviate some of those growing pains, I would guess.
They can, and getting help, you know, not having to do it all on your own. So we help Robin's Hope and the Jeremiah Foundation. We've been in there for a couple of years now. We help them with their organizational structure and getting that on paper. Tim's been in there helping get all their processes documented, and now we're putting their systems together. And so we're helping them to mature as well. And it's because that way they stay focused on their core, you know, services and offerings, and we come in to help get true up the foundation so that they can then potentially license those services to spread out the impact they'll make on the community across the state.
One of Mike Origamic Solutions is here with us, talking processes. The new newsletter is out. How often is the newsletter gonna come out?
Newsletters are coming out monthly. So on the 15th of every month right now is our scheduled release. So it's a quick subscription to your.
Can you give us a smidgen of what people can expect this month?
The issue came out yesterday. So
that's right.
For next month, we're going to be continuing going through our methodology and how to build a stronger foundation within your business, which we're going to talk about measurements in the next blog.
The numbers. We're going to
We're
talk
gonna talk the numbers.
Yeah.
That's
But hopefully we're
a
going to have
touchy
some
subject.
new announcements also coming out with people. We're going to be working with nonprofits in the community, and so hopefully we'll have some new news. So that's part of the newsletters. Check out what's going on new every month.
Alrighty, it is always a pleasure when Origamic Solutions are in the house, talking about the things that are important to business. What's important at a 6-month mark may be different than 15 years or 8 years, but there's certain core things that are the foundation for good business, and that's what you guys offer. So, one of my Tim, one last time, how can people get to you?
Sure. You can find us on all major social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, under Origamic Solutions. Our website, origamicsolutions.com, and as well as our personal pages: Stacie Bradley Goodman and Tim Pisani on LinkedIn.
Stacie, words of wisdom for a business right now that is 3 months old.
Ooh, 3 months old. Hopefully, you've gone and sought a legal professional
Counselor?
to set up your business properly, and that you've also reached out to help set up your financial system properly. That's what we see in a lot of small businesses is they either don't get their legal entity established, which protects them from separating personal assets from professional assets if something were to go wrong. It also will prepare you to do business in this, like if you do something in the state and need to be SWAM certified, you need those legal entities and contracts and those. So the other is they're not setting up their accounting systems or QuickBooks, Wave, whatever they're choosing. You need to get professional assistance to make sure that is set up correctly. You understand how to maintain it. If you don't have that, you don't have the numbers, it's going to be difficult to try to get loans or to even understand how your business is performing.
We're back to the numbers.
Back to the numbers. That's if you can't measure it, you cannot manage it.
There you go.
It's
Always,
all instinct.
That's what we do here every week. Stacie and Tim offering words of wisdom on the processes order side. I'd like to thank you for coming in. Alrighty, so we've heard from Tim Pisani. Yes, we did, and he's talking about, he has a Top Gun music.
Are you ready to push the boundaries and take your company to the next level? I'm Stacie Goodman, founder of Origamic Solutions, and we're here to be your co-pilot, navigating you to operational excellence and helping you level up with love. Connect with us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and at our website, origamicsolutions.com. That's ORIGAMIC solutions.com. Together, we will find solutions and prepare you to soar.
After that, I feel like I need to be standing at attention or riding a motorcycle.
We're getting ready to rock and roll, man.
That is true. On the mic with Mike, Tim, Stacie, we'd like to thank you guys. Take care now. Have a good one.
Thank you.